But David exemplifies the spirit we need to see right now of people stepping up to make sure others can come out of this emergency stronger, and so we all come out of this stronger. Hats off.
Governor Murphy giving special recognition to a New Jersey landlord. The man from Montclair waived his tenants' rent payments for 3 months because of the crisis, and in return, he asked the tenants pay it forward by supporting local businesses. News Source Pat Battle spoke with that landlord, and she joins us now from her home with his great story. Pat?
Oh, David, what a story it is. You read off those numbers at the top of the show, and they really point to the really dire economic situation that we all find ourselves in. But this guy's message is, this is not about survival of the fittest. His message, it takes a village. Now, his message happens to be in his village, happens to be in Montclair, New Jersey, but he's really hoping that that message and the inspiration behind it resonates far beyond.
The more people that can realize compassion, empathy, and helping your neighbor now is more important than ever, the easier this is going to be for everybody when we get through it.
And Dave Plassick put his money where his mouth is, or more specifically, he put it back in the pockets of people who need it more. Dave and his wife have 11 commercial and residential tenants here along Bloomfield Avenue in Montclair. And for the next 3 months, those folks will live and operate rent-free.
If you're in the position of being a real estate owner, to really understand that you're a community steward in addition to just being a landlord.
Dave calls himself a stakeholder capitalist and considers this an investment in his community. He asks his tenants not to pay the money back, but pay it forward if they can by donating to the local food pantry, Tony's Kitchen.
Oh my God, is that just the best that people can be? So bless his heart for what he's done to help folks in this community. This is what God has taught us from the beginning, whether you're Jewish or Christian or Muslim. Our God is the same God who said, love your neighbor.
The pantry and soup kitchen feeds seniors, the homeless, and families here in Montclair and in neighboring Bloomfield.
Last year, which was our biggest year ever, we did about 4,000 meals a week. And now we're doing, last week we did 16,000, but every week it goes up.
So much so, they've had to rent a delivery truck, borrow another, and lease a cold storage unit. Meeting rooms are now stocked with food, but it goes fast.
This is such a blessing to have this here, that, you know, providing for everyone when we can't provide for ourselves. Usually this is something I wouldn't be doing, because I'm able to get to the stuff that I need.
Dave and his wife have seen a return on their investment 1,000-fold.
She's got messages from all over the world, all over the U.S., just saying this is such a wonderful thing. I had a woman email me, I think on Monday and say, hey, this is amazing. I started a food collection for the food pantry in my town. This was in Texas, because you inspired me that we should all be doing something to, help others through this time. And that's what it's all about, right?
He scoffs when people call him a hero and those who call him nuts.
The more roofs over people's heads during this and the more businesses that come out on the other side, the faster this recovery is going to be.
Now, Dave says obviously not every landlord can afford to do what he did, and if you can pay your rent, he urges you to do so. But if you find yourself in a dire situation, he says, give your landlord a call. Try to work something out. Maybe you could amortize your rent over the period of your lease, or even put the security deposit down as a month's payment toward rent. Either way, he says, it's working together that's going to get us through this. And isn't he an incredible example of that, David Ushery?
A fine example of that, Pat Battle, and it's so good to see you as well. Thank you, Pat.